What is up, guys? It's Guys26 again here. And so, what was I going to start with? Do you think you've lost your lane? Well, in fact, you haven't. This is another. I always start on this side. This is going to be another hints and tips kind of video with top lane Udyr. Today I'm going to be using Tiger Stance Udyr as opposed to Phoenix Stance in the jungle, which I normally use. You can also use Phoenix Stance in the top lane. It's neither weaker, but I like to play Tiger Stance because it can be very fun. And for a split push style sort of Udyr, which is what I play in this game, even though I can't predict what kind of Udyr I'm going to play, you just have to decide, like at the beginning, are you going to go Phoenix, or are you going to go Tiger? But I'm going Tiger. A few pointers when you're going to lane. If you're a confident Udyr player, you've played him quite a bit, you can start red pot in the top lane if you feel you're very strong against your opponent. So I'm not sure, say I was playing against a Nasus, you know, everyone's strong against Nasus early game because he's Nasus. I might have started red pot to get a few early kills, but because I'm playing against a Riven, I'm not as confident as I could be, so I'm going to start with a Doran's Blade. Because whilst I know against Riven I can win early trades, because Udyr's early game with Tiger is quite strong, even though Riven's early game is quite strong, but I'm feeling confident I can win trades against Riven. I start Doran's Blade. If I didn't feel confident winning trades with the champion, say I'm playing against maybe I don't know about Garen. I'm not really sure. I've never laned against Garen really. I haven't played too many games, you know, I'm not Diamond 1. But I imagine you'd lose a few trades with Garen because of his silence and his spin, so you can't switch to Turtle, you can't, you know, block some of that damage. I'd imagine also Rumble and, you know, some sort of range champion top lane, especially an AD carry that happens to go top lane, you're going to lose a few trades in the early game. I mean, once you've got Bear Stance, you can just stun Tiger and you've won. But when you've only got your 1-2 stances, Doran Shield against the lanes you feel less confident in. But I'm going to start Doran's Blade because I feel with this start I can win a few early trades. She starts Rejuvenation Bead. Obviously I don't know that yet because she's not actually come to lane. I'm actually hiding in a bush here, even though she knows I should be in this bush because she has vision. Simply because I'm going to try and surprise her, but I'm about to lose a minion, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So that's the early game items done. Essentially, you want to farm. I'm just going to see how this Riven sort of plays. She's playing very passively. I think she knows that with her item build, I know she started Rejuvenation Bead, so I feel really confident I can win. So I'm going to get really aggressive here. I use my Q because a lot of people forget Tiger Stance. The first attack you use with Tiger Stance has damage over time. So it combined with Ignite, combined with just 2 Tiger Stances, if you can do the double Tiger, the Trick 2G trademark technique of double Tiger. I don't know if it's actually his, like, whatever, but who cares, he uses it, and I'm pretty sure he did name it the double Tiger, but he might have found off someone else, I don't know. Anyway, essentially you get the double damage over time procs because you've Q'd, let it cool down, and then you Q'd again and hit them twice with 2 full frontal Tigers. Now there I was lucky, she backed off, she probably could have killed me. But now I'm going to do something very stupid, which essentially makes me lose my lane this game. I place a ward down, which is fine, and I've unfortunately pushed my lane very, very far. And if I had read the names in the the loading screen, I would have realised that where is it? Yeah, the Riven top lane and the jungler Vi are actually pre-mades. If you can look at their name, one's called Best Splits EU and the other one's called Worst Splits EU, so you'd kind of figure that they're probably together. So I'm probably in a really bad spot right now. Vi is probably on her way to come up, and as you can see, in a few seconds she does come up. But I still keep pushing. I should let my lane push back. I should go farm double golems, even though they're not up at the moment. If they were up, I should go do that. But you can see, look, even in this early game, I can still win trades. So this is why I'm thinking, oh, you know, I'm strong. I can stay. I'm not gonna lose my lane or anything. And the fact that she gets ballsy at such low HP should have screamed in my mind that jungler is here, which is what doesn't. And I die here, obviously. I'm not going to get out of this no matter how hard I try. Right, so first thing, learn from my mistakes. I'm not going to say I played anything really well in this game, because I definitely didn't. Learn from my mistakes. If the player is still about with that much HP, when any sane person would have recalled back, you've got to assume the jungler's there, and that's pretty much what happened there. Right, now you can see, I know at this point, I'm running really slow, I know at this point that I am going to have to stay in lane a long time and try and farm up as best I can, because I'm not going to get any gold from killing this Riven, because I'm not going to be able to kill her anymore. I need to be able to sustain myself, switch stances often. I need to be able to turtle and bear to defend myself quite a lot. So instead of going for my normal items I would go for, I thought the turret shot would not kill the cannon minion, which is why I didn't go for it, but I should have just tiger stanced it and got the gold for that, but whatever. Yeah, I get Tear of the Goddess. Now, I don't really like to buy this item on Udyr, because there are a lot better buys, and you sort of lose your mana problems that you have in the early game later on anyway. Like, in the late game, you won't even notice your mana problems, especially if you get a Triforce, which is what I would normally buy if I was going top lane Udyr. So, the Tear is kind of redundant, but this game, I didn't really feel like I could go any of those other items. I felt like I needed the Tear to try and sustain myself with the mana. So as you can see, even though she's really strong, I'm still equal in trades at the moment. I flash actually to try and get the kill here. I ignite and damage over time, but Riven's shield is too strong and blocks too much damage. I don't get the kill, but I do force her back quite a bit. Now, was that a good idea for that? Not really, because look what position we're in. We're in exactly the same position we were in before. And we've pushed too far, and the Vi's going to come back up, most likely. I mean, look where we are. Why wouldn't you gank this lane if you were a jungler? I know if I was a jungler, I would be ganking this lane. Something else you should do with Udyr, I realise I'm pushing and I put my little silly ward down, but it's obviously not good enough. And I probably should have bought a real ward, but as you can see now, I realise double golems are up. Because I'm pushed and I don't want to get ganked again, I'm going to go and farm golems, because it's safer to farm these golems and just let my lane push back. Hopefully Riven pushes it back towards me, and then I don't have to farm under her tower and risk ganks and all that. But if you're in lane as Udyr and you're just trying to last hit, leave it in turtle stance. Reason for this being, you get a passive somewhat percentage of lifesteal back in turtle. So if you just farm the wave with your turtle stance, you're going to sustain yourself quite well. You're going to get your HP back, and you're not going to because you're not having to switch stances, you know, you're not, as long as you don't switch stances and just leave it in the turtle stance, you'll get your mana back, you'll get your HP back. So yeah, as you can see, the junglers are picking up their buffs right now, because it's about that sort of time to match. This Riven goes in again. She could probably kill me. I don't know why she didn't. I don't feel I should have really stayed there and tried to tiger her at that stage, but I did. So it's all that CS. Now she's in the bush. I also don't realise this. I come down here to help my jungler, who hits their jungler, and we're like, oh, 2v1, we got this. Unfortunately, I go in thinking we can deal with this Riven, but unfortunately, Vi used all her CC on their Vi, and best flash EU, and CC on their Vi, like her ulti and stuff, to get the kill. And if she'd have flashed, punched for the kill here, and then ultied to save my life, then I'd have been a lot happier. But it doesn't really matter. I couldn't kill the Riven because her wind slash execute was just too strong. So I come back into lane. I've got my ninja tabbies now, so I'm a bit tankier. I've got, how much armor have I got now? Like 76 armor plus less damage from basic attacks, which isn't going to do me much good against Riven because her AD scaling is through the roof. Yeah, I go down here now to ward for the red for my jungler, because I'm pre-made with the jungler. Game of Jits, my pre-made. So I'm looking out for him. I know that Vi could have gone and taken the red if she wanted to. That's probably what she shoulda, coulda, woulda done, but whatever. So now I know I'm in lane again. I've got boots and tabby, so I should be able to live these trades a bit better. Like as you can see, I didn't take as much damage. The last few trades I've been like half HP from these trades, and she's been half HP, but that trade I come out with about a quarter lost as opposed to half, and then I'm sustaining just off the farm right now. Sorry, my throat's like really awful. It's the winter diseases that go around. But the reason, as you can see, I was losing the trades, but I was trying to bait for my jungler to come, which is why I stayed to fight and just slap her about a bit in turtle stance. But my jungler can't really do anything, so I have to back off. And as you can see, when I go into CS, I put it into turtle stance. If you're gonna go in to try and farm, whack it in turtle, and the turtle shield will absorb any poke or some of the poke that they might be dishing out damage to you. So that's why having the Tear of the Goddess is quite nice. I'm going to have to put it into turtle quite a bit, and it's going to help mitigate the mana issues. There you go. That's, you know, switching it into bear until to just hug my tower and try and farm as best I can. Like, it's kind of risky. Unfortunately, I'm really greedy and I'll go in for CS, which I probably shouldn't go in for, and that's probably why I take so much damage. If I was playing smart, I wouldn't really be doing that. I would be staying well away from the Riven, but because I'm greedy, I like to take the farm. And Vi and Riven have a bit of a engage down there, but as far as I'm aware, Riven gets off the stun and then Qs over the wall because she's apparently a beast. I've never been able to Q over a wall with Riven. No, I've tried it so many times I can't do it. Even in customs, where I've just been practicing playing champions, I can't manage to get over a wall. So now I have my wards down. You can see on the river. So I see Vi coming up. At this point, I'm like, nah. I'm probably an easy dive if this Vi is somewhat tanky, and she's not actually, so that's the thing. I go back now. I've bought a dagger because even though I'm going to, even though I know I've lost my lane, I've built the items I want to be able to survive. I've got my and then Vi dies once again to the Riven. I've got my tabbies for the tankiness. I've got my tier for the sustain. And now I'm going to start building my damage items. The items I would be building if I didn't need the first two items earlier on. So if you're going top lane Udyr and you're not doing awfully like I did this game, you can. The first item you want to buy is the Zephyr. Why do you want to buy Zephyr? Because it's a massive attack speed item, which is what Udyr wants. Even if you're going Phoenix, by the way, I would suggest this. The Zephyr. Although Phoenix Udyr I would normally play if I was playing a more tankier variant. This is more of a full damage, single target DPS Udyr, as opposed to an initiating sort of tank style which I play in the jungle. So Zephyr, anyway, back to Zephyr. You got move speed from it, you get cooldowns from it, you get attack speed from it, a bit of attack damage, and you get tenacity from it. What more could you want from an item? Zephyr is one of my favourite items in the game. And I think it works well with quite a few champions, but more so anyone than Udyr. So I definitely recommend picking up that item. And also, the next time you want to buy after you finish your Zephyrs is going to be your Trinity Force, and that is going to increase your damage quite significantly, especially against towers. Now I don't know that Riven has flipped and flopped her way towards red buff, even though it's not up at the moment. So I am just staying to farm. I think I'm going to lose my voice by the end of this video, but this match wasn't actually incredibly long, so I just go and ward again. This River knows where I am because she's played very well. She's used her trinket for the tri-bush and she's bought wards towards the rest of her lane with. So she's got the vision, the knowledge to be able to, you know, succeed in her lane. She's played very well. So if you want to win your lane, then you want to follow what this Riven has done and try and you know, ward your lane and play smart. She didn't engage on me early on, she backed off, and then once she had the items to take me on, she did and won. So I see my Vi coming in, so I try to catch up, but I can't. So I'm not having much luck with any ganks. We can't get any off because she's got it warded and she knows. So she has too much vision, she's going to be able to survive and not get ganked, so that's kind of what you want to do if you want to win your lane, but I'm kind of trying to show you what to do if you fall behind in your lane. I mean, you can see she's 4-0, I'm 0-2 with 1 assist. I don't know where that assist came from. I could probably be aligning these names, but I can't be bothered right now. It's too late. It's like 14 minutes into the video. I think it's just too late for that. Now, at this stage, we're kind of coming out of laning phase. You can see down bot lane, there's a massive hullabaloo going on down there. We got mids going down bot lane, we got junglers going down bot lane, we got tower dives coming down, and our team coming out on top. So, hold on, let's just see what happens here. I'm gonna probably die. I believe I die. I don't see why I wouldn't die. Oh, I bait her under tower and then kill her, yeah. Yeah, okay. See, just because you're losing doesn't mean you can't, like, just don't get frustrated. During this game, I kept my cool. I don't mind telling you that my pre-made game of Gyps was not very happy with the way this game was going. Was very upset at the fact that this Riven kept killing him. But I, you know, keep calm and carry on is what the stupid meme says. And I knew that even under tower, like if this Riven made a mistake, got too ballsy, which is what she did, she thought she could take me under tower, which she couldn't, and I knew that I could win the trade and get a kill. And now, because I know she's dead, I'm going to push my lane, because I've lost my lane. I know my lane is lost. If you're losing your lane, you don't want to try and keep the tower to farm. Like what she's doing, she's not destroying my tower on purpose, because she knows she can still farm up the minions nice and easily if she doesn't destroy my tower. So she's keeping it up there, which is what she wants to do. I'm going to buy my Stinger and my pickaxe now as well, to finish my Zephyrs. Bit of cooldowns, always nice. If I was smart, I would have run my cooldown runes, but I didn't for this game. I ran AD and Lifesteal, Quints, MR, Glyphs, Seals of Armor, and Marks of Attack Damage. Actually, no, I didn't even run that this game. I went for... I tried to play Udyr a bit differently, and I used my Shaco runes, which have a bit of armor pen on them, and I wanted to try an early kill sort of Udyr with armor pen. Hence why I was playing a bit ballsy in the early game, to try and maximise the effectiveness of my armor pen, but that never really worked out. What was I talking about? I was talking about pushing the lane, because I know I've lost it, and if you've lost your lane, the only thing you want to do is take your tower. You don't want to leave it up there. Like if you see if your lane has died, if your lane is MIA. If your lane is MIA, it's probably not a good idea to push strongly. I mean, you can, but you need wards. If you're going to push when the lane is MIA, you need wards. If you push when the lane is showing, say she's showing mid or she's showing bot lane, yeah, my jungler doesn't come in as quick as I would like there, so I have to back off that engage. But I was trying to bait a fight so we could maybe 2v1. Doesn't really work out. If you see, if I saw Riven bot lane, then I would push really hard. If I saw Riven was missing, okay, we go crazy for this Riven. I get killed by Windslash. You know, that was just an awful engage. We played that very poorly, not gonna lie, but whatever. So now they're gonna be able to take my tower down, because this is what you should be doing. You know, you've won your the engage. You know the two people who could possibly defend this tower are dead, the jungler and the laner in that lane, so you are absolutely fine to push and take tower, which is what they do. Now, so it's safe to say now that my lane is officially lost, right? Okay, Riven's 6-1, I'm 1-3-1. I got that 1 kill on Riven. I finished my Zephyr, still stacking up that tier, and I have my Doran's Blade from the early game. She's got Hydra boots, whatever she wants, she has pretty much. I'm pretty sure she's gonna get a Brutalizer soon. And yeah, so you'd think, looking at the rest of the team, what are they doing? They're grouping up. This is where my team is. They're grouping up. They're getting kills. Like I was trying to say this earlier, but I never did because I got distracted, like I always do. But I remember when there was that tower dive thing going on down here. I was talking about 14. I mentioned the time 14 minutes. But my team have been able to. What I'm trying to say is my team on their own have been able to win engagements with the enemy. They won this tower at this tower down here. They won down here just now. They've been able to win engagements on their own, so they don't need me. That's what I'm trying to say. And even if they did, I'd still play this way anyway, regardless. I'm just fortunate enough to have a team that can win without me. So what am I doing? I am I'm applying pressure. I know this Riven's roaming. She roamed down to try and help her teammates, and she's made a mistake. She's lost her tower. If you're a top laner and you're losing lane, the rule of thumb, don't leave top lane. Essentially, look, this Riven comes up to farm. I'm like, okay, I don't want to face Riven. I don't have a tower here. I'm gonna go. I start to move down. I think I decided to try and help my team get dragon, and I might in the end decide to take mid because Cassidy doesn't stay, and if Cassidy had stayed I probably would have helped with dragon, but Cassidy doesn't stay, so there's no way we're going to get the dragon. Now I see the lanes pushing to my tower, so I'm going to move back up. Unfortunately meet Riven halfway, which kind of sucks, so I'm just going to run. I'm not even going to try, and I probably should have turned around and stunned her with bear stance. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. I'm just going to straight back to farming. Ignore Riven, just farm. That was a bit of a misplay on my part. I meant to hit Riven with the Tiger Stance, but if you look again, or if you notice it the first time regardless, you could see that I was actually farming a minion instead of hitting Riven, when I meant to be farming. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is, what I've been trying to say, but I get distracted by what's going on, is the fact that I know I've lost my lane, but what I'm not doing is leaving it. I don't care what the rest of my team's doing. Karthus comes up to try and take my farm. I really like that Karthus skin. I tell him that actually in the beginning of the game, but you can't see the chat. I'm not leaving my lane. I've come back now. I've bought a Phage, because although a Sheen it would be better for taking towers, a Phage stats are more useful to me. The HP and the attack damage are going to be more useful to me than the ability power and mana is. So I bought the Phage part of my Triforce, and also the passive is also quite nice. As you can see, Riven is now grouping with her team. She's like they're damaging the team, and they're doing their best. But as you can see, my team is managing to hold their own against everyone. Karthus is getting killed, but getting kills, and he's managed to defend this tower. That's what I'm saying. My team can manage on their own. This Riven left the lane, so what am I doing? I'm pushing the lane out. She's coming to defend it now. But I'm pretty confident at this stage. I mean, I'm rocking like 435 move speed. That's quite a lot. It's not as much as I normally have if I run utility jungle Udyr. Yeah, I managed to scare off this Riven, and I make a massive misplay here as well. I try and play around this bush a bit, try and kill the Riven. Then she has a teammate come up, and I have to flash out and run, pretty much. I do get away, thank God, but that was, if I didn't have flash there, that would have been the end of my life, so yeah, I don't know. That's why you really need to have wards when you're split pushing. I don't in this game, because it's only a normal game. I'm not too stressed out if I win or lose. Like, I mean, I only play normals anyway, but if I was playing ranked, I would definitely have a ward. Like, I wouldn't risk dying. Out of stupidity. Like, you should have a ward. The reason I don't is because I'm in normals and I'm not incredibly worried if I lose or not. As you can see, Riven can now take me on the tower regardless of stuns, turtles, tigers, and she's going to take that tower as well because her AD is crazy. But as you can see, while she's doing this, my team have managed to push through mid and getting kills. They're going to be able to take this tower down. What I've been doing, what I should have been, this is what I was trying to tell you guys, what I've been doing, I've been staying top lane, I've been applying pressure. I brought two people, two of their best champs were here, the Lee Sin, who's got 4 kills, and the Riven, who has got 8 kills and only 1 death. I forced them both top, or baited them in air quotes. I'm wiggling my fingers right now in air quotes motion. Baited them to come top. Like, I've removed the pressure from my team. I mean, I think Lee Sin would have gone mid anyway. I wasn't really paying attention. I was watching what me and Riven were doing. But you can see that we were staying. I was alleviating the pressure from the rest of my team. As long as I stay top lane and keep split pushing, someone's gonna either have to. If they don't send someone to deal with me, then they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to come top and deal with it. Wait. That was not what I want to say. Oh, if they don't send someone to deal with me, I'm going to take that tower. If they do send someone to deal with me, then my team has got less stress. Like, so right now, they're not sending anyone to deal with me. Riven's down here, my team are separated. Like, he gets like dunked. You know, they're separated about. My Cassidy is in the base like a nutcase. You know, they're not. They haven't sent anyone to the top lane. So what's going to happen to this tower? I'm going to take the tower. Tiger starts Udyr, takes towers for days, and now they send 2 up here. So as soon as I see one of them, I'm going to run. No, I'm not. I'm going to focus the tower and become dedicated, and I probably die for it. No, I don't. Cassidy saves my life. This is the best Cassidy ever. Look at this freaking beast of a Cassidy. He freaking saves my life with a silence, and then he manages to get out himself with a beautiful riftwalk over the wall. He is my main man. That Cass. Everyone honour that Cassidy. Who is that Cassidy? Bilrith. Bill Thrith. I can't read your name. Bill Thrith. Bill Thrith. Drop this guy some honour, because he is the best Cassidy in the game. But no, seriously, he was. I wouldn't have lived that if my team hadn't come help me. That Cassidy saved my life. Now, because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish my Triforce before the game's over, because you know, they've lost an inhib. My team's pushing very well, and I'm pretty sure this game's going to be over pretty soon. I'm not going to finish my Triforce or get a component of my Triforce. I'm actually going to get my Manamune, because I think the stats from the Manamune are... I'm trying to do the top of the Tiger right now. Now I'm staying in the bush. I Tiger, wait for the cooldown to come off, but then she actually doesn't show up with the minion wave. She shows mid. So as you can see now, I'm going to start pushing this wave really hard, because she's... I ping missing, I'm like, oh, Riven's missing. You know, she's actually getting eaten alive here on her own. So what am I doing? My team are grouping up. My team are dealing with, you know, the rest of the team. I'm just pushing. I'm split pushing. I'm just pushing forward. Me and Sivir. This Sivir. I'm gonna rewind this. This Sivir. I watched this. This Sivir plays this really well. She's on her own versus Vi, and she just goes nuts. Refuses to die, and then randomly flashes. I don't know if that made a difference or not, but I think lifesteal's OP is what really happened there. And then our Cassidy gets a triple kill. They managed to push out the mid lane. What am I doing? I'm still top lane. I pushed it hard. If they had lost that engage, I'd now at least be at that turret and possibly had to put some damage on it, if not take it. But we did win the engage. We actually got an ace. And as you can see, the game is pretty much over. So if there's one thing you take away from this video over my ramblings and not staying on topic as well as I'd like, stay top lane, create pressure, even though you're not in a position to create pressure. Like, you're useless. You have no items. You're behind. You've got barely any kills, barely any farm. Even though I wasn't actually that behind on farm this game. But you know what I mean. You're behind in the game. You're not doing too good. I make a mistake here and turn to try and deal with Aurelia when it's already too late. I should have did what I was doing in the first place and dedicated my time to taking the inhib. So if you're gonna actually die for an inhib, actually get the inhib. Like, if I'd stayed on it, I would have got it, but I didn't. I thought, oh, now I better deal with Aurelia. Back on the thing I'm trying to say: create pressure, alleviate pressure from your team, or make the enemy team regret leaving you on your own, you know what I mean? And that's the end of the game. I'm not going to say I wasn't carried by my team, because I definitely was. I'm just trying to give you some hints and tips on how to stay relevant when you're playing in the top lane and you're still behind. So look, 1-5-1, and I still helped the team, pseudo help. You know, I was removing pressure from in the form of Riven, their most fed player, kept coming to deal with me instead. I'm going to end this video now because I'm talking for too long, but I'm hoping this was some useful to somebody out there. I'm going to hopefully have a top lane Udyr video where I'm actually doing well, and I'm going to try and describe to you how to do well with top lane Udyr and the plays you should be making when you're doing well and not when you're behind and bad like I am. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.